The following is a production of CUTV Sports.
Good day, friends, and welcome to the Convocation Center in California, Pennsylvania, where one of the most highly anticipated PSAC West matchups of the entire season is about to take place. The Indiana University of Pennsylvania Crimson Hawks are in town to take on your California Vulcans in women's basketball action. Alongside Allison Steinheiser, my name is Cody Jeanette. We're delighted you could join us today. Allison, California is coming off of a big offensive performance last game against Edinburgh.
A huge offensive performance, 80-55, and Macomb Fieldhouse has not been a friendly place recently to the Vulcans anyways. Still able to pull out that win. Huge victory. Mickey Glenn with 22 points on that day, enough for PSAC freshman of the West.
And IUP also has a similar story under their belt last week against Seton Hill. What happened in that game?
Seton Hill, the newcomers to the PSAC, not doing so hot against IUP. IUP defeated them at the KCAC 81-60. Stoner, 22 points in 28 minutes. She played incredible as well. She was also a PSAC Athlete of the Week.
Well, back a couple months back in December, California took the trip out to the KCAC in Indiana, and where they made history at that complex.
It was the first victory for the Vulcans at the KCAC. They were able to defeat IUP 69-63. Mickey Glenn strong in that game as well, 20 points. And Stoner, we're going to hear her name a lot too, with 15 points. So both of those players you're going to have to watch out for.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have to watch out for. And speaking of players to keep an eye on, you've been mentioning her all open long. The one person you got to look out for California is Mickey Glenn.
Mickey Glenn has been incredible. She's come in as a freshman and done pretty much anything that has been asked of her. She's run the point, really taken on a leadership role. She averages 10 points per game, but more importantly, as a freshman, she's playing 26.6 points per game on the year.
And then on IUP's side of the ball, Ashley Stoner had 22 points in their last game against Seton Hill.
Yeah, against Seton Hill, she was absolutely incredible. She's another player you're going to have to watch out for because she can get hot shooting too. She averages 10.6 points per game, but she also shoots 53.8% from the field, so the Vulcans do not want the ball in her hands too often.
Lots of offense all around for both sides of the ball here today. It is a whiteout at the Convocation Center. We hope you got your white on at home, watching on TV. Stay tuned for tip-off, which is coming up next on CUTV.
Watch CUTV online anytime, anywhere. Check out your favorite original programs, coverage of the biggest events on campus, and cheer on your Vulcan sports teams. CUTV. Log on. Tune in now. Visit cutv.calu.edu/live.
With 18 institutions, My Conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, My Conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, My Conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
California Vulcan women's basketball on CUTV is brought to you by First Niagara, JD Waterproofing, Lee Supply Company, the Physical Therapy Institute, Trib Total Media, and UPMC Health Plan. We thank you all for your support. Welcome back to the Convocation Center. Again, alongside Allison Steinheiser, my name is Cody Jeanette. Taking a look at the tail of the tape here, Allison, it's shaping up to be one close game.
It really is, and with the way both these teams shoot, we talked about Stoner. She can get hot and up that field goal percentage quite a bit, so that's something to watch out for. But other than that, it should be a very evenly matched game, and really in a rivalry game, you can pretty much throw the stats out the window.
Yeah, the rivalry definitely guarantees a very close matchup all around. We're going to take a look at the starting lineups for both squads here today at the Convocation Center. We're going to start off with the IUP Crimson Hawks, number 0, Ashley Stoner. Number 1, Talon Watson. Number 5, Marita Matthey. Number 12, Leslie Stapleton. And rounding out the starting roster, number 24, Amy Fairman. And on the other side of the ball for your home California Vulcans, number 2, Emma Mahadi. Number 11, Caitlin Frotz. Number 21, Mickey Glenn. Number 22, Arena Kukul. And rounding out the starting lineup, number 45, Ashley Hines.
There you see head coach Jess Strom. She does have a little bit of a different starter. Normally Kugel's been coming off the bench with Antonenko starting, but Antonenko's been a little bit banged up the past couple of games, so Kukul is going to get a chance to go in there and starting. Kukul really brings an energy to the team that could be very helpful for the Vulcans early on.
Yeah, Kukul is definitely one of the top candidates to step up in Antonenko's spot. The past few games during the past couple weeks of the season, we saw Antonenko start and then only stay in for a few minutes during the first half and then take a seat on the bench for the rest of the game. So we took a guess that she had a little bit of an injury problem, but then Coach Strom realized that and made the move to start Kukul.
And Coach Tom McConnell not starting a player that he probably would like to, and she hasn't played Lindsay Stamp, since the IUP game that was at the KCAC against California. So unfortunately she will not be playing today, so IUP quite a little bit of a hill to climb.
It looks like Ashley Stoner will be taking the jump for IUP, and California still has yet to send out a jumper, but we would guess it would be Arena Kukul. She started to walk out towards the center, and it will be Kukul versus Stoner to start for the opening tip. 20 fresh minutes on the clock. No points on the scoreboard yet, but that is all about to change because we are underway from the Convocation Center, and California wins the opening tip. Mickey Glenn has it at the top and will reset her troops. Sending it over to the near side, that is Caitlin Frotz. Frotz to Kukul. Kukul for 3. That's good. Good start for California. 3-0 Vulcans.
And that's the one thing Kukul can do is she can come in and really get points early.
Less than a minute into the first half. Here's IUP with it now. That is Talon Watson. Talon Watson resetting the troops. Looking for some options. 15 on the shot clock. Watson sends it near side to Fairman. Fairman underneath. That's Stoner with it. Stoner into the corner to Fairman again. Now back to Stoner. Stoner attacking, lays it up, and it is good. 3-2 California.
Good down low presence by Stoner and by IUP to get that shot up as the clock was winding down.
Here's Mahadi with it to Glenn over in the corner to Kukul. Kukul again for 3. That's good. 6 points, all Arena Kukul.
Kukul showing she should be in the starting lineup right now trying to earn some more playing time as she's hit 2 very big shots for California.
The score is Arena Kukul 6 and IUP 2. Here with 18 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the first half. This is Watson with it. Now Fairman has it at the point over on the near side to Matthey. Matthey tries to go down low to Stoner, but the ball will go out of bounds and it will be California's possession.
This is a big turnover. California needs to take advantage of it. They're already up by 4.
IUP going with a full court press, but California threads the needle through. Ashley Hines with it underneath. Layup is no good. Rebounded by Fairman. And now bringing it back up for the Crimson Hawks is Matthey. Matthey passes a few passes around, and it ends up in Stapleton's hands. Stapleton attacking, lays it up. No good. Stoner with the rebound. Second chance. That's up and good. 6-4.
And Stoner is going to get a lot of rebounds down low. She's very good at it.
Here's Mahadi, wasting no time. And now she sends it to Glenn, and Glenn will reset the offense. 17 minutes, 55 seconds left to go in the first half. Emma Mahadi sends it underneath to Hines. Hines in the middle to Kukul. She loses the pass. The ball rolls into Fratz's hands, but we're going to have a whistle on the court.
And that's a turnover by California once again. 17:48 left to go, and you see there just a lane violation, I believe.
Now here's Fairman with it, and she sends it back to Watson. Watson over to Matthey. Matthey looking for a lane, being defended well by Hines. Matthey still looking for something. 10 on the shot clock. Matthey sends it over to Watson. Watson underneath to Fairman. Fairman sends it up. It is no good. Rebounded by Hines.
That's the second time that IUP's been running out of time on the shot clock. They've just had to throw up a shot.
Now here's Mahadi with it in the corner. Kicks it back out to Glenn. Mickey Glenn will reset the offense. On over to Fratz on the near side. Now back at the middle to Kukul. Kukul for three again. It is no good. The rebound goes into Kukul's hands. She gets her own rebound and now kicks it out to Fratz. Fratz attacking an open lane, and she draws the and one. Basket is good. It's 8-4 pending the foul shot.
Great effort by Irina Kukul to get her own shot, and then they kick it out to Fratz. Fratz not afraid to drive inside, and she draws the foul there and gets the roll.
That is the first foul of the game. Is going to go against IUP. Fratz's shot is up, and it is good, so it is now 9-4 in favor of California. Here's Talon Watson bringing it up for the Crimson Hawks. Watson looking for some options on the far side, sends it in the middle to Stapleton. Stapleton to Matthey. Matthey looking for a lane, goes back to Stapleton. Now underneath the Stoner. Stoner lays it up. It is no good, and the rebound will not happen as there is a foul on the court against IUP.
Yes, there is. It's over the back foul. It's going to go against Fairman. That's her first, team second. California doing a good job down low.
Now here's Mickey Glenn being pressured by the full court press, but finds Mahadi at half court. Mahadi gets the ball stripped away, but it's recovered by Glenn, and she'll reset. Glenn sends it to Mahadi, underneath to Hines. Hines back out to Fratz for three. Good. 12-4 Vulcans.
California is feeling it right now from beyond the arc. They are now 3 for 4.
16 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the first half. Talon Watson with it for the Crimson Hawks. California leading by 8. Watson shifting over to the far side, gets the ball stripped away by Fratz, and there she goes, one-on-one. She gets tripped up on the layup attempt, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be IUP's ball.
California's bench not too happy with that. They wanted a foul, but nevertheless, up by 8.
And when you take a look at how we got here, Allison, it's been a 3-point game story so far, along with a few great underneath baseline layups by Ashley Stoner. That's what's keeping IUP in this game. It's 12-4 right now. Kukul had the first 6 points of the game, and they were all 3-point shots.
And that's the thing, is California can do it any way you want. They're not afraid to go down low and challenge you like Fratz did on this play right here. But also, they're not afraid to take the three. They'll take the physical contact to get the basket, but then they'll also hit shots just like this. So really, they're tough to defend whenever they're firing on all cylinders, which right now they are.
IUP really doesn't know what to look out for. And in our open, we were talking about offensive contributions all around. You see Mahadi leading the way in scoring with 13 points a game, and Mickey Glenn with 58 assists, Ashley Hines 39 steals to create those offensive opportunities. It's been really offensive all around, and we saw it pick up from the beginning of the season. And as for IUP has a lot of offensive contribution as well. Ashley Stoner underneath with 6.4 rebounds per game, and Talon Watson 57 assists, getting it done from the top of the point. It's been, and Lindsay Stamp, of course, in scoring. It's all around. It's all over the place for both of these teams.
It really is, and IUP's struggled a little bit since Stamp has gone down with that injury, but losing your leading scorer, that's going to happen.
Talon Watson will bring it up for the IUP Crimson Hawks. 15:43 left to go in the first half. She sends it underneath right away. That is Zanae Brooks with the shot, and it's no good, and the rebound will not happen as there will be a turnover on the court.
Yeah, Fairman steps out of bounds here. She was trying to save it and get the rebound. She'd get a nice job of stripping, Hines. Not able to stay in bounds.
Mickey Glenn will bring it up for the Vulcans. Glenn sends it over to Ashley Hines on the near side. Ashley Hines in the corner to Mahadi. Mahadi attacks the lane. Jump ball from the paint. Bounces and is no good. Is rebounded by IUP. Talon Watson with it now. As mentioned before, Janae Brooks checks into the game for IUP. Here's Watson keeping it all for herself. The layup is up. It is no good. Brooks gets the rebound, kicks it back out to Stapleton, who sends it up and good. 12-6.
Right now, IUP is struggling a little bit with shooting, but Stapleton with a big bucket there to cut the lead in half.
Now here's Frotz with it. Frotz back out to Glenn. Glenn will reset. 14:47 left to go in the first half. 13 on the shot clock. Mahadi with it now on the near side. Attacking the paint once again, sends it up. That shot is no good. And the ball goes out of bounds off of a California player, and it will be IUP's possession.
Yeah, it went off of Ashley Hines, who's going to check out of the game in favor of Shanice Clark. So Clark trying to bring a down low presence for the Vulcans, a little bit more size. Ashley Hines, though, playing very well so far.
Head coach Strom going with some, as I've been referring to them all season, secret weapons off of the bench. That's more or less what they've been with Shanice Clark and Cece Dixon coming off the bench in clutch situations. Now Talon Watson sends it underneath to Stoner, and Stoner tries to go in the center with the pass, but the pass gets sent out of bounds, but it will be IUP's ball.
And Mickey Glenn went down hard. She's going to have to check out of the game. She went down very hard, I think, on her hip, as she's going to try and walk it off. Kate Seabaum's going to come in. That's big for California.
You would hope that Mickey Glenn is okay. She's definitely one of the top offensive players in terms as the stats speak. And now IUP with the inbound. It's Stoner with it. 10 on the shot clock. Stoner gets trapped, but she manages to find Brooks. Now 5 on the shot clock. Stapleton with it. Stapleton attacks the lane, sends it up, bounces off the rim, no good. It resets the shot clock, and it goes out of bounds, but it will remain Crimson Hawk ball.
Yes, it will, and you see Kate Seabaum there. She's played a lot of point guard last year, and she's in that role right now with Mickey Glenn on the bench. Crimson Hawks, as you said, have a fresh shot clock.
14:06 on the game clock, 30 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Brooks in the corner, manages to break out of a trap set by Kukul, kicks it out to Stoner. Jump shot's no good. The rebound gets off the rim, and it is controlled by Shanice Clark, who will give it to Seabaum. Kate Seabaum brings it up for the Vulcans. She finds Mahadi on the near side, underneath to Clark. Clark thought about a shot, but looks for some options instead. She finds Mahadi. Now back out to Seabaum. Seabaum will reset it. Seabaum hands it off to Frotz. Frotz thought about a jump, but sends it in the corner to Mahadi. 8 on the shot clock. Mahadi, jumper for 3. Good. 15-6 Vulcans.
Great job by Mahadi, that whole play to get open multiple times and receive passes.
Great. The passing was like clockwork there for the Vulcans on that previous possession. 15-6 your score now. 13 and a quarter left to go in the half. Here's Talon Watson with it. Attacks the lane. Tries to send a layup up, but gets fouled in the process, and she will go to the line for 2.
Watson doing a great job driving inside. Did draw the foul. It was on Kate Seabaum. That's her first, team first.
Both teams have been playing a very clean game of basketball so far. 2 team fouls for IUP, 1 for California, as Watson's first shot comes up empty. The score remains 15-6, and now we see a substitution. Matthew checks back into the game for Amy Fairman. Watson, the 5'8" senior guard out of Odenton, Maryland, sends the second shot up, and that shot is good, so she splits the foul shots. It's 15-7.
And she's going to take a seat. Wareham's going to check into the game for the Crimson Hawks.
And Marina Wareham on the initial pressure on Kate Seabaum. Here she comes. Seabaum keeps it herself. Jumper from the paint. Good. 17-7 Vulcans.
Seabaum's first points of the game, and with just under 13 minutes, the Vulcans lead by 10.
Now Wareham will bring it back up for the Crimson Hawks. Wareham looks for some options, goes to Stoner, but there's a offensive foul against IUP in the process, and that is a big turnover. California looking to capitalize.
It's going to go against Brooks, and that's not a good foul for IUP as they're trying to build something here offensively, down by 10.
Kate Seabaum will bring it up for the Vulcans. She sends it near side to Mahadi. Mahadi back to Kukul. Kukul gets the ball stripped away, but Fratz recovers it. Takes it back out to Mahadi. Fratz almost set a pick. 13 on the shot clock. Fratz resets really quickly. Shot is going to have to be taken soon. There's 6 on the shot clock, now 5. Here's Shanice Clark underneath with it. Jump ball, or no, I beg your pardon, she's going to be home for a travel. So IUP will get possession.
And I was just going to say, Cody, it was a good call. It was a travel as she moved whenever she had possession. But this California team, one thing that makes them as good as they are is everybody's always open for a pass. There's always an open lane somewhere.
Always an open lane somewhere. It's just a matter of finding it as we see IUP go underneath. That was Stoner. She gets up kind of slowly, but she'll go to the foul line for 2.
Shanice Clark called with the foul. That's her first, team second. And Cece Dixon's going to check in after Stoner shoots her first.
Cece Dixon looks like she'll be checking in for Caitlin Fratz, and she does. Or she checks in for Kukul, I beg your pardon. 12 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the first half. Stoner at the foul line. The second shot is up, and it is good. It is 17-9 in favor of California. Seabaum wasting no time, sends it way up court to Caitlin Fratz over in the corner. Fratz nearly avoids a trap. Now here's Dixon with it. 12 minutes left to go in the half. Dixon gives it to Clark, now back to Dixon, now back to Fratz. Fratz resets, 12 on the shot clock. Here's Mahadi attacking, sending it up, no good, rebounded by Stapleton. Stapleton gives it to Wareham, and Wareham will lead the Crimson Hawk charge back up court. Mickey Glenn is ready to substitute back into the game along with Ashley Hines, so that's definitely a good sign for Mickey Glenn's sake. Here's Stoner with it now. Stoner sends it over in the near corner to Matthew. Matthew jumper, no good. The rebound goes into Fratz's hands, and here come the Vulcans. Fratz sends it to Seabaum. Seabaum will reset her troops. Score remains 17-9 with 11:13 left to go in the half. Fratz attacks a lane, finds it, sends a shot up, it's no good, and the rebound goes to IUP.
California still leads 17-9, 11:03 left to go in this first half.
Wareham with it for the Crimson Hawks now. We'll look for some options, finds Stapleton. Stapleton being pressured by Mahadi, but fends her off and loses the ball in the process. And Fratz with the recovery, here she comes. Fratz wide open jumper for 2, good. 19-9 Vulcans.
Caitlin Fratz has ice in her veins as she hits those type of shots all the time. IUP gonna call the timeout here to try to regroup as they're still down by 10.
IUP takes their first timeout of the game with 10 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in the game. So, Allison, right now, California definitely looking like they're the stronger team offensively, but you definitely can't count out IUP.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it's just a couple of shot game right now. Yes, they're winning by 10, but if IUP gets hot and hits a couple of threes, you never know what can happen.
The lead is only by 10. Two 3-point shots will make it to 4, and then all of a sudden it's a whole new ball game. But head coach Strom is definitely using the bench to the fullest of their abilities. We saw Cece Dixon and Shanice Clark check in, but when we take a look at the PSAC West standings, California and Indiana neck and neck right there for that third place spot.
Yeah, and it's getting down to the wire here. Just a couple of weeks left in the season. Everybody's fighting for playoff positioning right now. Gannon and Edinburgh, they're actually playing tonight. That's going to be a great game to decide who gets number 1 seed, but IUP still trying to climb back and go a long way in knocking off California for that 3 seed. California has a ways to go as well as they still have to play Pitt, Johnstown, as well as Seton Hill. Looking at the East, you have Westchester and Bloomsburg have clinched East, Stroudsburg, Shippensburg, Millersville, Kutztown, and even Cheney all still fighting for playoff positioning.
Yeah, you can't count out a team like Cheney or Kutztown, even though it may seem like they're far away. They're still There's still like 3 or 4 or 5 games left in the season or thereabouts, give or take a game or two. So all it takes is just that many to flip-flop, and then all of a sudden the standings are completely different. They're mirrored, if you will. And speaking of mirrors, they're in the rearview mirror. That's what I always like to say. We resume action with 10 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the half. IUP with possession. Here's Watson with it. Watson sends it back out to Wareham. Watson with it now. Back to Wareham. 11 on the shot clock. Sends it underneath to Brooks. The shot is no good and is rebounded by Ashley Hines.
Big rebound by Hines. Good job not drawing a foul.
Mickey Glenn with it. Sends it underneath to Ashley Hines, and she is going to be called for an offensive foul, and it will be IUP's possession.
That's her first, team third.
Both teams right now have 3 team fouls total, so still a clean game of basketball here being played. Here's Wareham with it. Wareham sends it in the middle to Watson. Watson finds a lane, attacks, sends it up, and good. 19-11 Vulcans. Mickey Glenn leads the charge back up court for the Vulcans. She finds Mahadi. Mahadi over on the far side to Frotz. Right in front of the IUP Brent. Frotz tries to send it in the middle to Glenn, but the ball gets tipped out of bounds by Watson, and it will be California's ball.
IUP tried to save it. I believe it was Watson just trying to keep it in.
We're going to see a substitution now for IUP. Number 23, Melanie Todd, checks into the game for Ashley Stoner. 16 on the shot clock for California to work with. Cece Dixon inbounds it to Mickey Glenn. Mickey Glenn over on the far side sends it cross court to Frotz. Frotz, jumper for 2. Good. 21-11 Vulcans.
She just makes it look so effortless. She has such a nice shot and has really have the confidence to use it now.
Wareham with it has the ball for the Crimson Hawks. Now Watson with it. Watson goes in the middle to Brooks, but Brooks is trapped. She manages to escape and will be called for a travel as the ball gets turned over to California.
Another turnover by IUP. That's their 5th of the game.
Mickey Glenn will bring it up court for the Vulcans. 9 minutes left to go in the first half. Glenn over to Frotz. Frotz looking for some options. Resetting the offense. She finds a lane and attacks it for herself, but the shot gets blocked. And here come the Crimson Hawks after the rebound, led the way by Matthey. Matthey finds Wareham. Wareham tries to attack, but the defense shuts the door. Matthey in the corner with it now. Cross court all the way over to Watson. Watson, jumper for 2. It's no good. The rebound by Brooks kicks it back out to Matthey. Matthey for 3. That's no good. And the ball will go out of bounds right over by the California bench.
IUP trying to press hard to get shots and cut into this lead. California taking advantage of that now.
Mickey Glenn will bring it back up for the Vulcans. 8 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the half. The Vulcans lead 21-11 over the IUP Crimson Hawks. Glenn over to Dixon. Dixon back to Frotz, now to Dixon again. Sends a shot up from the paint. Off balance shot is no good, and the rebound stays in bounds and controlled by IUP. Talon Watson will bring it back up for IUP. California going with a 1-1-3 defense. The shot is up. The shot is no good, and the rebound will go out of bounds off of a California player, and it will be IUP's possession after the timeout on the court.
California playing very well as we're going to take a look at some highlights there. You see, that's Stapleton with a nice shot there. Still down by 10 for IUP and here you see Mahadi. This was a great play. She had quite a bit of passing in that play leading up to that. She was able to get open, and here you see Kate Seabaum. She'd come in for Mickey Glenn. Sinks a shot there to pick up her only 2 points of the game. And Caitlin Fratz just so calm, pulls up and takes a shot like it's nothing. Able to hit it there. And finally you see Watson trying to drive inside and create something. She gets the shot to fall. and cuts into this lead. The Vulcans still up by 10. And Frats here once again, same exact type of shot. Very smooth from right at the arc. As we take a look at the stats comparison.
Yeah, when you look at it, California is ranked 7th, IUP 9th in terms of offensive scoring, but the defensive scoring is where IUP really has an advantage along with the margin. They're ranked 2nd compared to California's 6th on the scoring defense, and that comes from all of the turnovers that may or may not have been caused by their opponents, and that's one thing that's really the key to success for any team in any game, is to take advantage of your opponent's miscues. And that's what IUP has done very stellarly all year, if that's a word. And that's the reason why they've been winning so many games and have been so successful.
Yeah, California's defense, too, has been great so far this year. They held a high-scoring team in Edinburgh just last game to just 55 points.
Now IUP will inbound it from underneath their own basket. It is Fairman with it now. Fairman hands it off to Talon Watson. IUP with a fresh shot clock. 7.5 minutes left to go in the half. Watson finds a lane, attacks, shot is up, and good. 21-13 Vulcans.
Watson now has 5 points today.
Here's Mickey Glenn. Mickey Glenn puts her head down, tries to attack, but sends it out to Chelsea McKnight instead, who checks into the game for the first time. And the ball will go out of bounds off of IUP, and they will inbound from underneath their own basket.
California has 19 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Plenty of time to get a play set.
19 minutes on the shot clock, 7 minutes, 14 seconds on the game clock. Here's the inbound for the Vulcans. It goes to Mahadi. Mahadi kicks it out to Mickey Glenn, who will reset the troops. Glenn hands it off to Chelsea McKnight. McKnight hands it off to Mahadi. Mahadi finds an opening in the middle, sends a shot up, and it's no good. It was off balance, and the rebound will go to IUP. Talon Watson has it now for the Crimson Hawks. Frotz is ready to check back into the game at the next whistle. Here's Watson keeping it all for herself, sends a shot up, and it's no good. And she gets her own rebound and manages to calm things down and reset with a fresh shot clock. Watson on over to Brooks on the far side, in the middle to Matthey. Matthey looking for an option or a lane, and she finds Melanie Todd. Todd sends it up, shot is no good. The ball almost goes out of bounds. Good save by Fairman, but it goes into Mickey Glenn's hands.
Big rebound for California.
Glenn sends it to McKnight, to Mahadi, to Glenn. Trifecta complete, and it will reset. Now back to Mahadi. And Chelsea McKnight with it now. 15 on the shot clock. Chelsea McKnight sends it in the corner to Glenn. Glenn draws a jump ball, and it will be IUP with the possession.
Caitlin Fratz and Kate Seabaum check in. Good defense, and Glenn's lucky she didn't get called for a travel.
Very lucky indeed, as it could have been either a jump ball or a travel, but the jump ball call happened probably just before she would have been called for the travel, so either way, IUP would have gotten control. Here's Fairman with it now for the Crimson Hawks. Fairman to Matthey. Matthey on over cross court to Fairman. Fairman sends it underneath to Brooks. Brooks attacks, sends the shot up, draws a foul. She'll go to the line for two.
See here, Kugel coming in to try to help out McKnight, and she knew she fouled her right away.
It looked like the foul could have gone on either Kugel or McKnight, as they both had some contact with Brooks. Her first shot is up and no good, so the score remains 21-13 with 5 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the half. Second shot is up, and that one is also no good, rebounded by Ashley Hines.
IUP struggling from the line right now, just 3 for 6.
Here's Kate Seabaum with it, on over to Kukul. Kukul hands it off to Frotz. Frotz gets the ball broken up by Watson, and it was tipped, and since it was tipped, it's not going to be an over and back violation, so it will be California's control as Chelsea McKnight attacks, sends a hook shot up, and it is no good and rebounded by IUP. Talon Watson will bring it up for the Crimson Hawks. Stapleton is ready to check in at the next whistle. 17 on the shot clock. Here's Brooks with it now. Brooks to Melanie Todd. Todd looking for a lane. Can't find much of anything. Goes to Matthey. Matthey with 6 on the shot clock finds Watson. Watson sends a shot up. It is no good. Rebounded by Ashley Hines.
California once again making IUP run down the shot clock.
Here's Kate Seabaum with it. Seabaum with 4.5 minutes left to go in the half finds Chelsea McKnight on the far side. McKnight kicks it back out to Seabaum, and everybody will reset. McKnight with it, sends it in the middle to Ashley Hines. Hines attacks, sends a shot up, rolls off the side of the rim, no good. The rebound will go out of bounds, and it favors IUP.
Ashley Hines went up for the rebound, not able to control it with 4:15 left to go in this first half. So IUP will have the ball down by 8.
Shanice Clark checks into the game, and Ashley Hines will take a seat. So the baseline presence is still there for the Vulcans, and now at the next whistle, Emma Mahadi is ready to check in for the Vulcans. Here's Brooks with it. At the point, top of the key. Tries to find a lane, squeezes into one, but kicks it back out to Stapleton instead. Stapleton, jumper from the foul line, no good. Rebounded, but she gets her own rebound and sends the shot up and draws the foul in the process.
Brooks went down hard. Have to see here on the replay, it was before the shot.
Brooks went down to the court very roughly, but managed to get back up on her own power. So when we come back, Stapleton will go to the line for 2. You're watching California women's basketball on CUTV.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
Let's take it to the field. I come through like a freight train, about to push the line back. Only see the gold line, don't matter if your line stack. Because I'm a soldier, you can see my face paint. Know that I'ma get mine by knowing that the rest can't. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on.
Welcome back to the Convocation Center in California, Pennsylvania, where the California Vulcans lead over the IUP Crimson Hawks in women's basketball 21-13. Head coach Strom doing a very good job using the resources she has off of the bench and the starters to their full efficiency.
Yeah, California hasn't missed a beat even with other players coming in, and that's pretty much been the story of the season. And IUP missing foul shots right now. As I said, only 3 for 6 from the line, and those are 3 points they could use.
Leslie Stapleton's first foul shot is up and good. The local graduate out of Indiana High School, junior guard, sends her second shot up, and that one is also good. So 21-15 is now your score. It's still in favor of California. Frotz will bring it up for the Vulcans. Frotz finds a wide open lane, attacks it, hook shot up and good. 23-15 Vulcans.
Kaylin Fratz can hit shots from anywhere, and that was just another example of it.
3.5 minutes left to go in the half. Watson with it at the top of the point, sends it over on the near side to Fairman. Fairman to Ashley Stoner. Cross court to Lisa Burton, who checks into the game for her first minutes. She finds Watson. Watson with 2 on the shot clock, tries to connect, but the pass is empty, and all that's there is Seabaum, and Seabaum's coming back on a 1-on-2. She finds Mahadi. Mahadi jumper for 3, no good. Rebounded by Watson. Here comes Watson, and the Crimson Hawks, and she throws it out of bounds, intended for Stoner, but it was just a little too high.
California trying to pick up the pace in this game. IUP trying to slow it down a little bit. And California is now going to call a timeout as they try to get something set up for the last 2:55 left in this first half.
They're leading 23-15, and if you can go into halftime with a double-digit lead, that would really heavily favor the momentum on California's side.
We're going to take a look now at the last couple of highlights. Here you see Watson drive inside and throw up a shot, and then that does fall for Watson. We're going to take a look at the second one now. Caitlin Pratt, she's doing it from everywhere, whether it's layups or jumpers. She already has 12 points, in this game. 12 of the 23 points for the Vulcans so far today.
12 points, and we're not even done with the first half yet, so the second half story still has yet to be written. Who knows how many points that the Vulcans will climb up to, but you also got to wonder how many points the IUP Crimson Hawks will get and what the score differential will be at that point. Seabomb has it now for the Vulcans, and she finds Kukul. Kukul tries to go underneath, but there's a little bit of a tumble there with Shanice Clark right in the middle of it, and there will be a foul on the court.
Yeah, Clark went down hard. She's getting up slowly. The foul's going to go against Matthey. That's her second, fourth team foul. And Clark will stay in the game after getting up slowly.
California will have a fresh shot clock to work with as Seabomb will inbound it. She finds Frotz. Frotz to Mahadi. Mahadi jumper for two. Good. 25-15 Vulcans.
Emma Mahadi's feeling it right now, too. She's up to 6 points today.
Offensive contributions all around. Mahadi with 6, Frost with 12, and Kukul with 6 as the ball will be kicked. And that's what drew the whistle, and now we'll see a substitution come in. Watson checks back into the game for Matthey, and Alexis Aiken will check into the game. Aiken, I beg your pardon. 2:25 left to go in the half. Here's Watson with it. Watson finds Stapleton. Stapleton goes back to Watson. California going with a one-on-one defense right now. Watson gets defended well by Mahadi, and she finds Stapleton, but Stapleton will not get a shot off as the shot clock expires. And the shot clock violation will give California control.
This California defense forces you to go outside. They're not giving you any passing, and IUP's trying to back off so they're not passing into the defense. Well, all that did was force Stapleton to go back very close to half court.
Arena Kukul will inbound it for the Vulcans, and she gives it to Kate Seabomb. Seabomb finds Frotz over on the far side. 2 minutes left to go in the half. Frotz, jumper for two. No good. The rebound gets tipped and into Seabomb's hands. Seabomb with it. Goes back to Frotz. Frotz will reset the troops and goes to Kukul. Kukul, jumper for three. Long three is no good. The rebound goes to Aiken. Now here come the Crimson Hawks, led by Watson. Talon Watson with 90 seconds left to go in the half and 16 to go on the shot clock. She goes into the corner to Fairman. Fairman back to Watson. Watson for two is no good. The rebound will go out of bounds, and it remains IUP's possession.
Yeah, it went off of Shanice Clark down low, but IUP going to have to reset with 1:20 left to go. Only 8 seconds on the shot clock.
They have their work cut out for them with 8 seconds on the shot clock, as you said, Allison. And Watson will be inbounding it. She connects to Stoner. Stoner kicks it out to Brooks with 2 on the shot clock. I don't know if Brooks was aware of the shot clock, but it hits the rim, fortunately for IUP, but Seabomb gets the rebound. Seabomb with it now. Finds Kukul. Kukul attacks a lane and draws a foul. The shot will not count, as there was a foul on the floor before the shot.
The foul was before. Kukul did a good job of testing Brooks. Brooks really had no other choice to take her second foul, 5th team foul, so a fresh shot clock for the Vulcans.
1 minute and 3 seconds left to go in the first half. California leading the way by 10. Both teams with 5 team fouls now. Now here's Frotz with it. Frotz has 1 minute of game clock to work with. 25 on the shot clock. She keeps it for herself. No, she goes underneath us. Shanice Clark. And the ball goes out of bounds off of Clark's fingers, and it will be IUP's possession.
Clark once again battling down low, just can't control the ball.
50 seconds left to go in the game. Talon Watson looks to send IUP into the locker room with a bang. Here's Watson. Sends it to Stapleton. Stapleton, defended well by Mahadi, sends the shot up. It's no good. And the rebound falls into Kukol's hands. And now Kate Seabaum will take her time bringing it up for the Vulcans as she gets some orders from her coach, Jess Strom. There's about a 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock right now. Seabaum looks like she'll try to hold it. There's 5 on the shot clock now. Underneath the Mahadi, hook shot, no good. Rebounded by Stoner. IUP with one last hurrah here. 6 seconds left on the game clock. Here's Watson, jumper from the corner of the key, no good. The rebound goes to Seabaum. And the long shot is no good. And that your score remains 25-15 in favor of California.
Big performance in that first half by California. That last play, if it would have connected, it would have been beautiful, but still taking a 10-point lead into the locker room.
It is halftime here at the Convocation Center. When we come back here on CUTV, we will have second half action between the Crimson Hawks of IUP and the Vulcans of California here in women's basketball action on CUTV.
Need to know what's happening in your area? CUTV News Center brings you your best local news. Events on and around campus. Local weather. Vulcan sports coverage. CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5.
California Vulcan women's basketball on CUTV is brought to you by First Niagara, JD Waterproofing, Lee Supply Company, the Physical Therapy Institute, Trib Total Media, and UPMC Health Plan. We thank you all for your support. Welcome back to the Convocation Center. When you take a look at these halftime stats, Allison, the story tells itself.
It really does. I mean, Cal's shooting 4 for 8 from beyond the arc. IUP 0 for 3, but more importantly, they've had the same number of shots. IUP has only hit 5 shots this entire game, and they've yet to lead in this game.
Two things that stick out to me are the 9 turnovers by IUP, but they don't have any steals. California has 4 of them. So even though they may lead in turnovers, California is still stealing the ball away and creating more offensive opportunities. And speaking of offensive opportunities, there were a lot of them created by IUP's Ashley Stoner in the first half.
Yes, there was. She is our player for IUP for the first half, and you'll see here why. She's their leading scorer with 6 points. Stoner hits the shot down low there. She is always a threat near the boards, and there showing her range a little bit. That was actually Irina Kukol.
And then when you take a look at the California side, it's Caitlin Frotz leading the way.
Caitlin Frotz did lead the way. She already has 12 points in this game. Here's Emma Mahadi taking a shot for California, as she also had a big first half with 5 points. And here's Caitlin Frotz. She's had several of these shots. This is a shot that she hit several times already in this game, of deep 2. As I said, has 12 points in this game. And here's another Caitlin Frotz driving the lane. She's done that several times as well.
Done a lot of hook shots, layups, jump shots from inside or beyond the three-point arc. Doesn't matter where, Frotz is getting it done on the court here today. And Ashley Stoner is also getting it done for the Crimson Hawks underneath most dominantly, and that's the one threat California still has to look out for the rest of this game. California is leading the way 25-15. If you're just joining us, my name is Cody Jeanette alongside Allison Steinheiser. We thank you for joining us for second half of women's basketball on CUTV. Here's Mahadi right away for two. That shot is no good and rebounded by Stoner, who will hand it off to Watson. Watson wasting no time, gives it to Brooks. Now back to Stoner. Her layup is up and no good, and is rebounded by Mickey Glenn.
And those are the type of shots that IUP wants to finish on.
Both teams coming out very quickly here early on in this first half, looking to draw first blood in the second half early on. As the ball goes out of bounds, it will remain IUP possession.
And you're right, Cody. Both teams going end-to-end several times already. Neither team able to hit a bucket yet.
The score still remains 25-15 in favor of California. Here's Watson with it now. Attacks the lane, sends a shot up, draws the foul. She will go to the line for two.
And IUP needs to hit these shots from the line. Mickey Glenn taking the foul there. That's her first, team first.
The team first of the half, and Mickey Glenn's first personal foul of the game. Nobody in real foul trouble per se for either team, as Watson's first shot is up and good. The lead is now 9. 19 minutes and 24 seconds left to go in the second half. We're just underway. The second shot is up and good. She makes both. It's 25-17.
Watson now with 7 points. She becomes the leading scorer for the Crimson Hawks.
Here's Kukul with it now. Finds a lane, sends the shot up. It's no good. The rebound goes off a couple Crimson Hawks, but ends up in the hands of Talon Watson. Watson gets a pass intercepted by Kukul, but she couldn't control it quickly enough, and she'll be guilty of a travel.
California a little bit sloppy right now. They need to calm down. IUP is trying to push the pace, and California needs to play their game and not let IUP control it.
IUP will be inbounding from underneath their own basket, but before the inbound, Talon Watson calls a timeout. So that will be a 30-second timeout, I believe, for the Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, it will be a timeout for the Crimson Hawks. And that's a smart play because she didn't want to turn the ball over. She didn't have anything open. She didn't want to get the 5-second call. So you have to really call that, and we're going to take a look at the PSAC West standings. Interesting right now, Edinburgh is beating Gannon. That's a huge game for both of those teams in Edinburgh, coming off of a loss to California last week.
Yeah, and then right below Gannon and Edinburgh, California and Indiana battling it out for that third spot. Just one game separates them overall, but California definitely has the edge in terms of PSAC record within division play. They're 8-4 compared to Indiana's 6-5. So, but all around, Indiana has the very slight advantage, but still it's one game, and that one game can be decided here today.
It really can be. California's already defeated IUP once, and you're taking a look at the PSAC West standings, but more importantly, those Atlantic Regional rankings come out here in just a few short weeks, and those are what you want to be in the top of. You want to be in the top 8 of those. It doesn't matter where you are in the PSAC West, as long as you're in the top 8 of those, you'll get into the playoffs. But right now the focus definitely on the PSAC playoffs, as those are coming up very, very quickly. California would love to get to host one of those first round games at the Convocation Center.
19:09 left to go in the second half. IUP will get a redo at their inbound, and the ball goes off of either Glenn or Mahadi's foot, and it will go out of bounds. It was off of Glenn's foot, I believe.
That's a smart play by Watson. Once again, California not giving her any openings to pass into. Instead of turning the ball over, she tries to get another chance here.
Watson connects with Stapleton. Stapleton to Brooks to Watson. Watson, the risky pass underneath, gets stolen away by Emma Mahadi out of Stoner's hands, and now Frotz has it on the far side. Frotz to Glenn. Glenn on the near side, that's Mahadi with it once again. Now back to Frotz. In the middle, that's Ashley Hines. Ashley Hines gets triple teamed, looking for some options, but she will be guilty. Looked like it might have been maybe a travel, not entirely sure, but IUP will have control regardless. Talon Watson will bring it back up for the Crimson Hawks. 25-17 still the score, 18-35 left to go in the second half. Here's Fairman with it now. Fairman stumbles, tries to connect to Watson, but the pass comes up empty and it gets stolen away by Frotz and the Vulcans have control of it once again. Glenn with it now. Little crazy series of events there as Frotz goes underneath to Kukul. Kukul back out to Glenn. Glenn thought about a three. She does take it. It's no good. The rebound will go out of bounds and favor IUP.
And Kate Seabaum's going to come in the game for Mickey Glenn. She's going to take a seat.
Seabaum replaces Glenn.
The IUP Crimson Hawks with control of the ball now. We'll bring it up court with 18 minutes left to go in the half. Watson on over. That's Fairman on the far side. Fairman looking for some options. 15 on the shot clock. Fairman goes to Brooks. Brooks attacks the paint, sends a hook shot up. No good. The rebound will go to Mahadi, and here she comes. Mahadi goes over to Seabaum. Seabaum jumper for two. Good. 27-17 Vulcans.
Kate Seabaum coming off the bench gets another 2 points. She's up to 4 today.
And that is California's first points of the half. 2.5 minutes into it as Frotz gets it stolen away. And she finds Kukul on the far side. Now underneath to Mahadi. Mahadi for two is no good. Watson comes up with the rebound. Talon Watson leading the charge back up for the Crimson Hawks after a quick steal by the Vulcans, which came up empty. And now here's Stapleton with it. Stapleton looking for a lane, but instead finds Watson. Watson finds the lane, draws a foul. The shot will count. As I thought the whistle may have come a little early, but the shot will count. It is 27-19.
California's bench would agree with you, Cody, and I don't know about that, but still counts. Got the basket and has a chance here to finish off the three-point play.
The foul shot is up, and it is good. So the lead is cut down to 7, 27-20 in favor of California. California wasting no time, coming back up with it. Mahadi connects to Seabaum, now back to Mahadi. Mahadi finds a lane on the baseline, sends a shot up, no good, rebound by Ashley Hines. She'll draw a foul on the second chance attempt, but there was no shot, so they will inbound it.
Hines just trying to put the ball back up, gets fouled, I believe.
And it will be a shooting foul, I beg your pardon. So there was a shot going up as Ashley Hines will go to the free throw line.
And it's on Fairman. She was just trying to get all the ball, but got part of Ashley's hand there.
Hines' first shot is up, and it is no good. The score remains 27-20. Ashley Hines, the senior guard out of Newark, New Jersey, at the foul line. 16:48 left to go in the second half. Here's the second shot. It is up, and that one is no good, and the rebound by Ashley Stoner. Here come the Crimson Hawks, led the way by Talon Watson. Watson lets her troops reset, looks for a lane and finds it, sends a hook shot up and good, 27-22.
We're going to stop the clock here as the ball just rolled away, and IUP climbing back into this game. Watson now has 12 points quickly in this half.
Watson with 16:23 left to go in the second half has matched her first half total points already. Here's Frotz with it. Frotz tries to attack the paint but draws a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors IUP.
California still leads by 5. I think they're getting a little bit frustrated there as Frotz wasn't too happy with herself, but Coach Strom trying to get her team fired up.
California going with a full court press now. Stapleton was wide open. There she goes underneath, and it is good. 27-24. Here comes Kate Seabaum with it. IUP on a 9-2 run to start the half. And climbing their way back into this game. As you said, Allison, the lead is cut to 3. Mahadi with it finds Kukul on the far side. 10 on the shot clock. Kukul jumper for 3. Good. 30-24 Vulcans.
And shots like that can really help you too as Kukul gets the fans clapping once again.
That could be the shot that sends California back into this game as the ball will go out of bounds with 15:32 left to go in the second half, I beg your pardon. And the score is 30-24. And when you take a look at the second half, it's been a different story than the first half has been.
It really has been. Here we're going to look at some highlights. Kate Seabaum, those are 2 of her 4 points today coming off of the bench. And Watson has been very strong. This was the and one foul as they counted the basket, and she was able to hit the free throw as well. Similar shot here. Watson did not draw the foul though, but did get the shot to fall. And another shot. Once again, California's really pressing and trying to play that full court press, and IUP is starting to pass out of it. And here's the last one, Irina Kugel, right before this media timeout. She's gonna step back here and take a long three. That is good. Sends the lead back up to 6.
That is the shot that got California back into this game. And if you want to get into this game yourself, you can just go to our YouTube channels on youtube.com/CUTV Sports 1, where we upload all the highlight reels and all of the full games in their entirety in case you missed them. And also, if you want to go check out the news center at CUTV, you can go to youtube.com/CUTV News Center, where news center packages and broadcasts and other miscellaneous things all get uploaded to share on the Information Superhighway, where viewers from all around the world can check in on CUTV and their programming. There's 15 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the second half. 23 seconds on the shot clock as IUP will be inbounding it. It's Stapleton taking it. Stapleton sends it to Watson, and Watson will take it over half court. Watson looking for an option. Finds Stapleton. Stapleton on over to Brooks. Brooks cross court to Stapleton, but her feet jump a little too early, and she'll be guilty of a travel.
Stapleton frustrated with that as they had something going there, but California needs to take advantage of this turnover.
Taking advantage of miscues is something I like to refer to, and we were mentioning it earlier on, taking advantage of turnovers and steals both. So Frotz, here she comes, and she'll draw the offensive foul against Watson.
Foul is on one red.
Or defensive, I beg your pardon. Excuse me. And it's a good foul, good draw by Frotz.
Great draw by Frotz. She saw Watson was exposed there, couldn't get set defensively and took advantage of it.
And now Kukul jumper for three is no good. The rebound will go into the hands of Brooks, and she connects to Watson. Watson thought about a shot, it looked like, but she resets the troops. And she sends it to Stapleton. Stapleton tries to go underneath to Brooks, but the ball rolls out of bounds off of a California player, and with 12 on the shot clock, IUP will inbound it.
14:50 left to go in regulation. Vulcan still up by 6.
Now here's IUP inbounding it, and Mahadi almost stole the ball away from Aiken. And there will be a foul against Aiken, actually, on that play. So with that, California will get control again. 14:42 left to go in the second half. Here's Frotz. Trips up. She goes for a shot, but gets the recovery somehow and will draw a foul. What a turn of events there in those few seconds.
Great effort by Shanice Clark to get in there, dive for the ball, and then Frotz, great job once again isolating Stoner and drawing that foul.
Frotz will be going to the free throw line. 4-2. Frotz, the junior guard out of Accident, Maryland, sends the first shot up, and it is good. It's 31-24 in favor of California with 14:35 left to go in the second half. Frotz got her 13th point, and that's where she'll stay at 13 points for the game, as her 14th point attempt falls empty. Now Watson gets the rebound and will lead the charge back up for the Crimson Hawks. Watson at the top of the point. Moves around, looking for a lane. California defending very well here. Brooks tries to go underneath, and she does. Sends a shot up, and that's good. Nothing but net, 31-26.
IUP once again keeps trying to climb back. California, though, has been hitting shots.
Here's Seabaum bringing it up for the Vulcans. Seabaum goes over to Mahadi. Mahadi looking for a lane, instead takes a jumper for two, and that is no good. The rebound goes to Stapleton, and IUP will come back up court. Watson almost keeps it for herself, but kicks it back out to Stapleton. Stapleton sends a shot up and draws the foul in the process. It's an offensive foul against Stapleton, actually.
Shanice Clark again getting up a little bit slowly, but you see here on the replay, good job by Clark to set her feet. Stapleton trying to draw the foul, which was a smart play. Not able to, though, and she takes the foul.
It is 31-26 in favor of California. There's 13:40 left to go in the second half. California still clinging on to the lead. IUP has not led yet in this game. And the last time the score was tied when it was scoreless. Here's Kukul with it. Kukul finds an open lane, sends a shot up, no good. The rebound goes to Brooks, who loses the ball, but it still remains IUP's control.
Mr. Willem Brooks a little bit frustrated with that, as Stapleton's going to check out of the game. And I believe Matthew checks in.
Matthew will be checking in. One of the starters as the shot is up for three, and that one is good. Caitlin Frotz again getting it done from beyond the arc. Now here come the Crimson Hawks. Matthew with it now. 34-26 in favor of California. Here's Watson. Watson finds a lane. Jumper for two. Good. 34-28.
And that three is big for California, as it's still a 6-point game.
Here's Kate Seabaum with it. Seabaum over to Mahadi. Mahadi almost got the ball stripped away, but there's going to be a whistle on the court.
I think Mahadi might be bleeding, and she is.
So they will have to take Mahadi out of the game because of an NCAA rule where if a player is bleeding, they cannot play. So Kate Seabaum will check into the game. Or Chelsea McKnight, I beg your pardon, checks into the game. Chelsea McKnight, as Mahadi's being tended to by the athletic trainer, she's getting wrapped up. The shot is up and no good. There is a foul on the court against California. IUP will have control.
Just a hard rebound once again. Kukul a little bit too physical there, as you see the nice shot by Frotz, and then the foul here. Kukul just going up for the ball, gets contact with Atkin.
12 and a half minutes left to go in the second half. California leads the way by 6. Here's Brooks with it. Underneath, sends the layup up and good. 34-30. And now Frotz with it. Wasting no time as Seabaum has it and things calm down a little bit. Seabaum hands it off to Frotz. Frotz to Chelsea McKnight. McKnight back over to Seabaum. Seabaum jumper for three. Overshot it. No good. The shot clock does not reset. Kukul sends a second chance up. That's no good. It was rebounded by Aiken, and Matthew will bring it up for the Crimson Hawks. Now Ashley Stoner underneath. That's good. California's lead is only 2 now, with 11:54 left to go in the second half.
And California's going to call a timeout. Ashley Hines will be checking in after it. I'm not sure who's coming out, but Shanice Clark once again got back slowly on that play.
With 11 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in the game, California still leads by 2. IUP coming back and making it interesting. Stay tuned for the conclusion of Vulcans versus Crimson Hawks on CUTV.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
You are watching CUTV, California University Television.
Welcome back to the Convocation Center in California, Pennsylvania. And if you're unable to catch this game on your own television at home during CUTV's live programming, you can always go online to cutv.calu.edu, and where the live programming continuously airs 24/7. And no matter where you are in the world, you can see CUTV's live programming at any time of the day. Frotz has it underneath. The shot is up and is no good. Rebounded by Hines. Hines, the second shot goes up, but the foul is drawn in the process. She'll go to the line for 2.
Hines has played phenomenal down low, and there's just another example there, drawing the foul. That's on Watson. That's her second, already the 6th team foul for IUP with 11:42 left to go in this regulation.
Ashley Hines at the free throw line. California leading by 2, sends the first shot up and good. Nothing but net. 35-32 now is the score. California had a commanding lead going into halftime, and then IUP manages to climb back into it and cut it to within 2, but Ashley Hines extends it back to 4 as it is 36-32 now. Here's Watson bringing it up for the Crimson Hawks. Watson, jumper, good, 36-34.
IUP trading shots right now with Cal.
Here's Frotz. Frotz wasting no time, gives it to Seabomb. Seabomb to Frotz. Frotz on the near side looking for some options. There's some movement underneath as Frotz, jumper from the free throw line, no good. The rebound goes to IUP, and here comes Talon Watson. Talon Watson, luckily, Kukol was there for the Vulcans. Otherwise, she would have been all by herself. Here's Brooks with it now underneath. Brooks, good. The game is tied for the first time since it was 0-0. We're tied at 36.
Big shot for IUP as they're still trying to climb back into this game. Well, it's tied now, but they got to get California to miss some shots.
Here's Kate Seabomb with it. She hands it off to Frotz, who hands it off to Chelsea McKnight. McKnight back to Seabomb. Seabomb looks for a lane, finds Frotz instead as Frotz goes up. Shot is no good and is rebounded by IUP. Matthew with it goes to Talon Watson up court. 10.5 minutes left to go in the second half. Talon Watson is looking to give IUP the first lead that they have had all game long. Matthew with it now, tries to go across court, but there's going to be a foul on the floor before anything could happen.
Please, can you go against Ashley Hines? That's her second. And Hines is going to take a seat on the bench. Shanice Clark and Emma Mahadi check into the game.
And Ashley Hines and Chelsea McKnight both take seats as the substitutions come in for the Vulcans. Here comes IUP. Stapleton, shot is up and good. It is 38-36 in favor of IUP. Kate Seabomb with it. Goes to Arena Kukol. Kukol, hook shot for 2, no good. The rebound goes to Stapleton. 9 minutes and 56 seconds left to go in the half. Stapleton with it now. That goes over to Brooks. Janae Brooks underneath. Shot is up, no good. The rebound comes down into Shanice Clark's hands, and there's going to be a foul on the court.
There is going to be a foul. Shanice Clark getting up slowly once again. It's going to be a foul on Brooks as you see it here, and you have Elena Antonego, who's beat up, hasn't seen any time in this game. You have Shanice Clark, who's gotten up slowly quite a few times. And Ashley Hines, when she's on the bench, she's not sitting down. She's trying to stay loose as she's been rubbing her knee quite a bit. So this California team battling right now through some bumps and bruises.
And that is IUP's 7th team foul. So it sends California into the bonus. Shanice Clark's shot is up and good. And the lead is now 1 point in favor of IUP. This could be the edge that California needs to maintain their lead and get it back and maintain their lead, if you will, as the score is now tied back up at 38. And the fouls are definitely in California's favor right now. 7 for IUP and only 4 for California. 9 minutes, 35 seconds left to go in the half. Here's Matthew with it. Matthew to Leslie Stapleton. Stapleton on over to Alexis Aiken. Aiken cross court to Matthew for 3. That's good. 41-38.
That's their first lead of the game, and that is a big shot for IUP.
Caitlin Frotz with it over in the near corner. Frotz back to the corner. That's Dixon. Dixon for 3. No good. The rebound goes to Matthew, and she'll bring it back up. Here comes Matthew and the rest of the Crimson Hawks. Matthew hands it off to Brooks. Brooks, jumper for 2. No good. The rebound goes to Stoner. Stoner's hook shot is up and good. 43-38.
And IUP quickly has a 5-point lead.
IUP definitely not going down without a fight as they manage to get that fight back up, and this shot is no good by Frotz for 3, but the rebound goes up and it is no good. Also, Frotz tries to save it, but can't do it to no avail. It will be IUP's possession.
Caitlin Frotz all over the court on that one. She takes the shot, gets the rebound, and then tries to save the ball once again on the other side of the court. Caitlin Frotz is definitely not going down without a fight as these California Vulcans are trying to fight back into this game.
Melanie Todd will check into the game for Talon Watson now for IUP. There's 8 minutes and 28 seconds left to go in the second half. Here's Aiken with it. Aiken goes underneath and the ball goes out of bounds off of her fingertips, and it will be California's ball. 8 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the half. Here's Mickey Glenn with it. Glenn tries to keep it for herself, but the pass almost gets broken up by Aiken. Frotz recovers it. Frotz to Mahadi. Mahadi will reset everything. She passes it over to Mickey Glenn. Glenn on the near corner to Mahadi. Mahadi underneath to Dixon. Dixon underneath to, looks like Ashley Hines. She gets us 2 shots up, and those are both no good. That's Shanice Clark under there, I beg your pardon.
Clark does draw the foul. And we've reached another media timeout. Clark will be at the line for 2 after this timeout. And right now, Watson has been playing great for the Crimson Hawks so far today. Watson has 16 points to lead the team, and big reason why they've come back, and we're going to take a look at some of Watson's highlights.
Talon Watson in the first half was only limited to 6 points, I believe, if my memory is serving correctly. And then within 3 minutes into the second half, she matched that and got some more points on the board for her. So all of a sudden, she comes out a whole new player, it seems like, scoring more points for IUP, and that really helped them get the lead back. And California doesn't know how to deal with it.
They really don't. Watson's hitting shots from everywhere, very similar to Fratz in the first half. And California has gone a little bit cold, now only shooting 26.5%, just 13 for 49. IUP starting to hit up. They only hit 5 shots in the first half. They've now hit 17 in the game, shooting 40.5%.
But the one thing that California does have going in their favor is that Indiana is in foul trouble. Right now they have 8 total team fouls in this second half with 7:55 left to go in it. So any foul that they commit sends California to the free throw line automatically, and then after 10 team fouls, it sends them for an automatic 2 shots for the double bonus. So IUP is probably going to be playing a much more cautious game, and California is going to look for those flaws and capitalize on them.
Right now, IUP 18 turnovers and no steals. California has 9 steals, so IUP does need to hold onto the ball a little bit better.
Shanice Clark at the free throw line sends the shot up, and it is good. So the score is now 43-39. The lead is cut back to 4. Shanice Clark sends the second shot up, and it is good. So we are back to within 3, 43-40. It's a 1-possession game. Watson checks back into the game for IUP, and she'll bring it back up for the Crimson Hawks. In the middle to Brooks. Brooks fends off the defenders, but kicks it back out to Matthew over in the corner to Stoner. Stoner back to Matthew. Matthew thought about a 3, but keeps it for herself and attacks the lane for 2. No good. Rebound by Brooks. Shot goes up, and she draws the foul in the process.
I think foul is going to go against Dixon. So you take a look here on the replay. It will go against Dixon as she's trying to block the Brooks shot. Not able to, though, and Brooks looking to extend this lead back up to 4 or 5 points.
The first shot by Brooks is up and no good. So the score remains 43-40. Brooks, second shot is up, and it is no good also. Rebounded by Stapleton, who tries to send it back out, but Mahadi gets the pass.
Mark that down if California comes back. Those are 2 big free throws with 7:20 left to go. California still within 1 shot.
Mickey Glenn with it now. She finds a lane and attacks. Shot is up and one. 43-42 pending the foul shot.
And they're going to have a chance to tie it right here as Mickey Glenn does a good job of finding the lane, driving the lane, and getting the foul against Brooks. That's her 4th personal foul, 19 fouls right now for IUP.
And Brooks checks out of the game. Speaking of 4 fouls, she's in a little bit of a foul trouble, and Aiken checks back into the game in substitution of Brooks. Mickey Glenn at the free throw line. Sends the shot up, and it is good. So we're tied back at 43. Now, Talon Watson will bring it up for the Crimson Hawks. There's 7 minutes left to go in the game. Watson, jumper for 2. No good. The rebound goes to Frotz, and California will come back up court. Mickey Glenn across half court, looking for some options. She thought she had a lane, but it got closed off and hands it off to Frotz instead. 13 on the shot clock. Mickey Glenn with it. Glenn finds a lane, attacks, shot is up, no good. She gets her own rebound, second shot is up, and one! California takes the lead, count the basket. It's 45-43, pending the foul shot.
Mickey Glenn struggled a little bit in this game. She only has 5 points, but she's turned it on whenever it's counted, as all of her 5 points have come within the last 45 seconds.
Mickey Glenn has been one of the best, if not the best, free throw shooter for the California Vulcans. The first shot is up, and it is good. So it is 46-43. IUP with 10 team fouls now. California in the double bonus. Talon Watson will bring it up for the Crimson Hawks. Watson finds Stapleton. Stapleton on over to Matthey. Matthey being pressured by Cece Dixon very efficiently, but she finds Stapleton. 10 on the shot clock. Stapleton attacks the paint, kicks it back out to Matthey. Matthey for 3. Good. We're tied at 46.
Matthey's one of those players that can really hit those deep threes and cut into some of the momentum.
The momentum seems to be all up in the air now as it keeps going back and forth, but we'll have to see within the last 5:55 of the game what happens as Caitlin Frotz has it. Hook shot for 2. No good. The rebound goes to Shanice Clark. Very aggressive presence underneath by Clark. She gives it to Mahadi, who jumps for 2, and that's good. It's 48-46.
And I like how you said aggressive, because that's how California plays. Whenever they're playing an aggressive style is when they're at their best, and they're up by 2 now because of an aggressive play underneath.
Now here's Watson with it. She goes to Stapleton. Stapleton in the baseline. Good. We're tied at 48. Mickey Glenn has it now for the Vulcans. She will bring it up. Stapleton now with 10 points for the Crimson Hawks. Emma Mahadi with it now. Mahadi finds a lane, attacks, shot is up, and good. 50-48 Vulcans.
Right now, both these teams just trading shots. It might come down to 1 stop or 1 foul.
5 minutes left to go in the game. Here's Talon Watson. Looking for an option. She hands it off to Stapleton. Leslie Stapleton back to Watson. Watson for 3s. No good. The rebound goes to Cece Dixon. And now to Mahadi, and Mickey Glenn will bring it up. Looks like California will call the timeout here as Mickey Glenn was just about to bring it across half court. So head coach Jess Strom calls a 30-second timeout to reorganize her team.
Yeah, and this is big right now as California up by 2. They need to get something set up here to try to hit this basket. And there you see one of the reasons why Matthey, a big 3 here. And then Mahadi, a big jumper as well. Both these teams just trading shots right now. Matthey's had a strong performance with 6 points in this half. See another shot there by IUP. I believe that was Stapleton. And here Mahadi once again, not afraid to drive inside, throw up a shot, gets the bounce off the glass. Emma Mahadi having a nice game with 9 points.
Head coach Strom wisely calls the timeout here to tell her team what she told them in that timeout was probably, you guys have the momentum. It's in your favor. And just as long as you keep playing the way you're playing, and keep scoring the baskets when you have the ball, you're going to be successful in this game. As Frotz has it now. And Frotz looks to put those words into effect. The shot goes up, almost an and one, but she'll still go to the free throw line for 2.
This is big. Caitlin Frotz wants to put some points on the board. The foul's going to go against Brooks, or excuse me, Atkins. That's her third. Brooks still on the bench.
Frotz's first shot is up and good. The lead is now 3, 51-48, with 4 minutes and 24 seconds left to go in the game. Frotz, second shot up, second shot good. We are now have a 4-point lead for California. Talon Watson will bring it up for IUP. She goes in the middle to Brooks. Brooks attacks the paint but kicks it back out to Matthey. Matthey almost has the ball stolen away, but she finds Brooks again instead. Now back to Matthey. Matthey on over to Watson. 10 on the shot clock. Watson looking for an option. 5 on the shot clock now. Jumper for 2. Good. 52-50. Under 4 minutes left to go in the half. Mickey Glenn brings it up for the Vulcans. The Vulcans still clinging on to a 2-point lead here against IUP. Mickey Glenn keeps it for herself. Shot is up and no good. The rebound will go to IUP, and Talon Watson will bring it up once again for the Crimson Hawks. She goes ahead to Matthey. Now back to Watson. Now to Aiken. Aiken, wide open paint, layup and good. 52-all.
A big shot for Aiken.
And now here comes Mahadi the other way. She draws a foul, but the shot comes up empty, so the score remains tied at 52. When we come back from our next break, Emma Mahadi will be going to the free throw line for 2. We are tied at 52. Stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of Vulcans versus Crimson Hawks on CUTV.
Watch CUTV online anytime, anywhere. Check out your favorite original programs, coverage of the biggest events on campus, and cheer on your Vulcan sports teams. CUTV. Log on. Tune in now. Visit cutv.calu.edu/live.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
Welcome back to the Convocation Center in California, Pennsylvania. And the upcoming broadcast after this game against IUP, CUTV will be making the trip with the teams to Clarion, and then that big game against Pitt Johnstown. Then we're going to Seton Hill. And then after that, it's PSAC playoff time, Allison.
Yes, it is. Cody's Mahadi hits her first, extends the lead to, well, gives the Vulcans the lead at 1.
Mahadi's first shot is good. The second shot is also good. It is 54-52 in favor of California with 3:15 left to go in the game. And if you're just joining us, then don't turn that channel because you're about to see what promises to be an exciting conclusion between the Crimson Hawks and California Vulcans. Here's Stoner, tries to go underneath with it, but the pass goes out of bounds, and it will be California's possession.
Yeah, and this is big for California. They're up by 2, 3:05 left to go as Seabaum checks into the game, but they need to extend that lead.
Kukul inbounds it to Mickey Glenn, and Mickey Glenn will bring it up. She finds Mahadi over on the near side. Mahadi goes underneath to Kukul. Kukul spins around the defender. Layup in and good. 56-52. Kukul now with 11 points in the game as Watson brings it up for the Crimson Hawks. She keeps it for herself. Jumper for 2. That's good. 56-54.
Watson now up to 20 points today.
2.5 minutes left to go in the game. Caitlin Frotz goes to C-Bomb. Over to Mickey Glenn. Mickey Glenn looking for some options. 15 on the shot clock. Kukul with it now. Attacks the paint. Hook shot up. No good. The rebound goes to Matthew. Matthew will come up for the Crimson Hawks. Looking for an option now. She goes over to Talon Watson. There's 2 minutes left to go in the game now. 15 on the shot clock. She goes in the middle to Brooks. Brooks waves around the defender. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Kukul, I beg your pardon. Now Mickey Glenn with it. Mickey Glenn over on the near side to Kate Seabomb. Seabomb underneath to Kukul. Kukul layup for 2, no good, but she draws the foul in the process.
1:40 left to go. These shots are big, as California needs to hit them only up by 2. Excuse me. And you see here Kukul once again being aggressive down low. Ashley Stoner takes her second foul of the game.
There are 100 seconds left to go in this game as Kukul's first foul shot hits the front of the rim. Is no good. Now we're seeing a handful of substitutions come in for both squads. Kukul gets ready for the second shot. It is up and it is good. So it is a 3-point lead now, 57-54. Here's Talon Watson bringing it up for the Crimson Hawks.
Look for Matthew to maybe get the ball here.
Matthew on the far side has it. There she goes, sends it cross court to Leslie Stapleton. Stapleton is going to draw a defensive foul against Emma Mahadi.
And Jess Strom immediately said, that's okay, that's okay. There's a fresh shot clock, but it prevents an offensive chance.
Prevents an offensive chance and kills off some time on the clock as the long inbound goes to Brooks and now to Matthew. Matthew sends it in the middle to Watson, but Watson backs out, and she will reset. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go in the game. Matthew sends it to Stapleton. Stapleton tries to attack. 10 on the shot clock. She finds Watson instead. Watson over to Matthew. Matthew for 3 gets tipped, and Kukul comes down with it.
Matthew wanted a foul there. She thought that her arm got hit.
Mickey Glenn has it for the Vulcans, and there will be a timeout called by Coach Strom.
Big timeout here. They're only up by 3. 21 seconds on the shot clock. This is a big time for the Vulcans. They got to get a basket here and force IUP to foul.
And if they can make a basket on this possession here, that forces it to become a 2-possession game, so IUP cannot tie it with the shot, as there's just been stellar defensive work by the Vulcans. They went with a 3-2 out in front, led by Frotz, Mahadi, and Glenn, and then Frotz able to tip the shot away, and Kukul at the right place at the right time comes down with the tipped ball, and then California, that's what they got their next chance off of.
You're right, it is, and California has an opportunity now after a missed shot. Matthew had been extremely strong from beyond the arc. 6 points or 2 shots were both beyond the arc within the last 5 minutes. California not letting her get an open 3 late in this game.
California also needs to be careful here because they have 6 team fouls, so if they commit one more, that sends IUP into the bonus. California, however, is already in the double bonus, so IUP definitely playing a very cautious game. And Emma Mahadi will be inbounding it for the Vulcans. Mahadi sends it to Kate Seabomb. Seabomb with 16 on the shot clock goes over to Kukul. Kukul draws a foul, and that will be against IUP.
Yes, it will be against Watson.
California in the bonus situation.
Right now, 2 players with 4 personal fouls are on the court for IUP. Those are Alexis Aiken and Janae Brooks. So both of them have 4 personal fouls as the first shot by Kukul falls empty with 43 seconds left to go in the game. It is still a 3-point lead. Kukul makes it a 2-possession game with that basket there. 58-54 now. Talon Watson will bring it up for the Crimson Hawks. Watson looks for some options. Goes over on the far side to Stapleton. Stapleton cuts back into the middle. Defended very well by Kukul. And she'll get called for a foul.
Yeah, Kukul, too much contact there as Stapleton just kind of pulled up and Kukul went over top of her. And it'll be a 1-and-1 now. 29.7 seconds, the shot clock is off.
And this could come back to bite California as the first shot is up and good. This foul could come back to haunt them. Stapleton has it. Shot is up and good. So it is 58-56, and now IUP will call the timeout.
Well, Cody, IUP is going to have to foul. They can't, because California is just going to hold the ball. So they're going to have to foul and hope California misses these shots or only makes 1 of 2. And the big thing is Brooks can't foul. She has 4 fouls.
Brooks can't foul, and neither can Aiken. They both have 4 fouls, and they're both on the court for IUP right now. So the shot clock did get turned off. Just to read off the scoreboard here. The shot clock did get turned off. There's 27.9 seconds left to go in the game. California will be inbounding it with the 2-point lead. And as you said, Allison, they're forced to foul and hope that they can get the ball on a fortunate rebound and come back and make this a tie game or take the lead. So they're going to be looking to give the ball to a phenomenal foul shooter like Mickey Glenn or Caitlin Frotz, who you see there all the time. Mickey Glenn inbounds it and gets it to Frotz, and there's the first foul of many to come probably, as Frotz will now go to the free throw line.
The foul will go against Watson. That's her 4th. 28.6 seconds left. So 1.1 seconds ran off.
And now there's 4 players on the court for IUP that have 14 fouls. Watson, Aiken, and Brooks all have 4 personal fouls. Frotz's first shot is up and good. It is now a 3-point lead for the Vulcans, 59-56.
And Matthew and Stapleton, both players that can hit threes back in this game. Frotz, 19 points today.
Frotz gets ready for the second shot. It is up, and it is good. California now leads by 4, 60-56. 26 seconds left to go in the game. Here's Talon Watson bringing it up for the Crimson Hawks. California, if they can just play a clean game, gets the rebound, and the ball gets stripped away, but there will be a foul in the process with 18.1 seconds left.
And that's Brooks. They didn't really need that. They could have gone for 2. Brooks is now out of the game. 18.1 seconds left, and you're going to give a very good foul shooter the chances. That was the play earlier where Stapleton hit both of her shots.
Stapleton was probably just a little too anxious to get the juices flowing and the adrenaline flowing in the IUP team, and came up empty, as now California will be playing back. Nobody underneath the basket except Glenn, who's at the free throw line. The first shot is up, and it is good. It is 61-56 now. If Mickey Glenn makes this second shot, it is still a 2-possession game, but IUP will be forced to shoot threes. Mickey Glenn's second shot is up, and it is good. It is now 62-56, 6-point lead for California. Talon Watson brings it up with 15 seconds left to go in the game. Shot clock is still off. Watson, jumper for 2. No good. The rebound will go rolling out of bounds, and possession still favors IUP.
IUP is 7.8 seconds, down by 6, as you said. Stoner's going to check into the game for Todd.
Stoner back in the game. Stoner replaces Todd.
Marita Matthey will be inbounding it for the Crimson Hawks. Matthey sends it cross court to Watson. Watson with 5 seconds left attacks the lane, sends a hook shot up. It is no good. The rebound will go out of bounds with less than 1 second left to go in the game. And the possession still favors IUP. They'll have to inbound it one last time.
To inbound quickly, but this California team showing resilience almost a wire-to-wire win, but still when IUP got possession, they were able to come back and win.
And Kate Seabaum intercepts the inbound, and they sneak away with the win. 62-56 is your final score from the Convocation Center in California, Pennsylvania. Great game all around, and our player of the game is Caitlin Frotz.
Absolutely, Frotz had 20 points, also had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals. Frotz, you see here some of her shots, all very similar to this. Caitlin Frotz likes to drive, she likes to shoot from the outside, and she has, I think, one of the best shots on the team because she can do it from anywhere just like that.
Caitlin Frotz and the rest of this Vulcan team get a big PSAC West win against IUP. Your final score is 62-56 from the Convocation Center in California, Pennsylvania. For Allison Steinheiser, my name is Cody Jeanette, Gary Smith, our producer director in the truck, and the rest of our crew all here today. We thank you for watching us. We'll see you next time.